everyone, welcome to Cosmic Kids. I'm Jaime and this is your place for yoga, stories and fun. It's easy, just copy the moves I do and enjoy the adventure. Now we always begin in the same way, and that's by sitting on our bottoms, crossing our legs and bringing our hands together at our hearts and saying our secret yoga code word, which is Namaste. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Namaste. There. Now we're ready to begin. So let's have a look through the cosmonoculars and find out who we're meeting today. Joining your thumbs and fingers together, have a look through. Ooh, look at the colours spinning around and the patterns. Oh, can you see that? What? Oh my goodness, it's Ruby Broom. What's Ruby doing? She's doing yoga. Ruby's doing crow pose.
Cool.
Wow, this is exciting. Today we have a special Halloween story. Ruby Broom is a little girl with a difference. She and her family are in fact witches and wizards. So Halloween is a rather special time for them. Now Ruby is 9 years old and she lives with her mum, her dad, her pet dog Pickles in a lovely house. Coming up to stand in house pose, taking your feet wide, your arms wide and bring them up above your head. Now Ruby's pet dog Pickles is a magic dog. Let's come into dog pose. Down onto your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up to the sky and let's woof like a dog. Woof, 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 woof. Now lift up one of your legs and give it a wag like you're wagging your tail. When Pickles does this, lots of treats fall out of the sky. Woof, 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 woof. And lowering your leg back down and lift your other leg up and wag it the other way. When he wags it the other way, lots of balls fall from the sky. Woof, 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 woof. And lowering your leg all the way down and coming down to your knees. Now Ruby's mum loves whizzing around on her broomstick. Let's come into broomstick pose. Lying on our tummies, everyone, taking your arms down by your sides. And after 3, let's lift up our legs, our arms and our chest. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoosh! Like a broomstick. Woohoo! Coming up to sit with your legs crossed. Now Ruby's mum is very good at keeping the house absolutely spotlessly clean and she never lifts a finger. All she does is mutter a spell. She twitches her nose and she does a big blow all over the house. And the whole place is spick and span. Now Ruby's dad, being a wizard, loves spinning around in his cape. Coming up to stand, everyone, taking your feet wide and your arms wide. Now begin to spin. He loves doing this, and when he closes his eyes and he spins, the lawn magically cuts itself. Cool! And bringing yourself to stop. Now Ruby has also been practicing her magic. Recently she's been turning everyday objects into animals, like the lamp for example, coming into lamp pose, bringing your feet together and turning your toes out. Now take your arms wide and bring your fingers up above your head to touch, like you've got a lampshade for a head. Yes, she managed to turn the lamp into a frog. Let's come into frog pose, bending your knees all the way down and using your fingers for balance. Let's do a 1, 2, 3 ribbit jump in the air. Ready? 1, 2, 3, ribbit. Wow, well done everyone. The only problem is the frog still had a lampshade for a head. Take your hands out to the side and bring your fingers up above your head. She still needed to practice. She'd also managed to turn her pencils into snakes. Let's come into snake pose. Coming to lie on your tummies, everyone, and take your hands underneath your shoulders. Now wiggle, wiggle, wiggle yourself all the way up into snake pose with a The only problem was the snakes still had pencil-lead heads, so they made a right mess, scribbling all over the walls. Sitting back on your heels. Now, everyone was getting rather excited because it was coming up to Halloween. Everyone apart from Ruby, who was having a really hard time at school. All of her friends wanted to go trick-or-treating and dress up as really horrible warty witches. Coming up to stand, everyone, and let's do our warty witch pose. Oh, maybe standing on one toe, and making your mouth go all gummy, and your fingers all craggy, and maybe closing your eye and sticking out your tongue. Standing with her hands on her hips, Ruby didn't think this was at all fair. Not all witches are horrible like that. Some are rather beautiful, like my mum. She looks as graceful as a dancer when she rides on her broomstick. And she showed them with a dancer pose, reaching your arm all the way up and taking your hand to the side. Now seeing if you can balance on one leg. Whoop, try not to wobble, and hold your foot. Now kick your foot into your hand, lifting it up above your head. Yes, seeing if you can come into your dancer pose. Fantastic. And lowering yourself back down. Well done, everyone. Ruby's friends thought this was the funniest thing they'd heard all year, and they rolled around on their backs like happy babies. Coming to lie on your back, everyone, and bring your knees into your armpits and hold on to your feet. And now let's laugh like a happy baby. Oh, Ruby. Ruby thinks she's a real witch. Well, she's just as horrible and ugly as a real witch. Coming up to sit, everyone. Ruby was really rather upset by this, and later on that evening she got onto her bed in her bedroom and she hugged her knees, feeling really sad. She cried to her mum, "I wish I wasn't a witch. It's not fair. Nobody likes witches." Now Ruby's mum tried to explain that actually being a witch is pretty cool, and then she turned herself into a lovely nuzzly black cat. Coming into your cat pose, everyone, onto your hands and your knees. Now, arcing your spine, looking into your tummy. Yes, and then dipping your belly down and wiggle-waggling your tail to go meow. She sat back on her heels, opened her arms wide, and she gave her daughter Ruby the biggest cuddle ever, wrapping your arms around. Oh, it'll be okay. And lowering your hands to your lap. Finally, it was Halloween night and everyone was very excited. The Broom family had the best decorations in the whole neighbourhood. They even had a whole group of skeletons dancing a jig on the front lawn. Oh, what's happening? The skeletons are here. Come on, everyone. Let's be skeletons dancing a jig. Let's stand up and dance. Here we go. Wow! Whoa! That was crazy. Well done, everyone. There was also a giant spider sat on the lawn. Let's come into spider pose. Taking your legs nice and wide, bend your knees and bring your hands down in between your feet. Now ticka your fingers round the back and to the outsides of your feet, shuffling in your legs, making yourself into your spider pose. Now this spider was playing its leg like a cello. Sitting on your bottoms, everyone, and bring one of your feet in. Take hold of the other foot and stretch it up as straight as it'll go. Now use your other arm for a bow and play your spider cello. Now, the kids from Ruby's school thought that the Broom family decorations were incredibly real, especially as they approached the front door and it opened by itself. Let's come into door pose. Up onto two knees, everyone, and take your leg to the side. Reach your arm up high and let's creak like a haunted door. They'd come to collect Ruby to go trick-or-treating down the street. But Ruby was up in her bedroom, reading a book, sitting on your bottoms, joining the soles of your feet together, and take your knees out to the side, flapping them like the pages of the book. She was also listening to music with her earbuds in her ears. A song all about the summer, because she wanted to pretend it wasn't Halloween. Summertime, I love the summer, yeah. Sun and summer, ooh, 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 ooh. But Ruby's mum really thought that Ruby ought to go trick-or-treating with her friends. She was a real witch after all. So with a twitch of her nose, Ruby was standing like a mountain by the door. Coming up to stand, everyone, in your mountain pose. Nice and strong, arms down by your side. Ruby was even holding one of those mini cauldrons to collect her treats with. Now, before she left, Ruby's mum folded halfway forwards to whisper something into Ruby's ear. And then she stood up. We wonder what on earth she could have said. Everything was going amazingly, and they were collecting lots of treats in their little mini cauldrons. Coming into your cauldron pose, lying on your tummies, everyone, and bring your feet towards your bottom. Reach around to grab your ankles and breathe in to lift yourself up. Ready? Kicking your feet into your hands. Yes, well done, everyone. Now, then they got to Mr. Snell's house, number 5, and everything went downhill from there. Let's come into our house pose. Coming up to stand with your feet wide and your arms wide and your hands above your head. Now, Mr. Snell really didn't like children. He liked to poke them with his walking stick if they came too close. Turning your foot to the side and your arms out wide. Lean over your leg and tilt yourself down, going poke, poke, poke. Then coming back up to stand. Bring your toes forward and turn your other toes out to the other side. Lean out over your leg and tilt yourself down, going poke, poke, poke. Coming all the way up to stand, bringing your toes to the front. Now grab opposite elbows, because when they came a-calling, saying trick or treat, Mr. Snell opened the mini window in his door, lifting up your arms above your head and showing me your best Mr. Snell grumpy face. Ready? What do you want? Trick or treat? I'll take the trick. You kids don't deserve any treats. You don't scare me. You're just a bunch of silly kids. Lowering your arms all the way down, everyone. The friends didn't know what to do and looked from side to side at each other. Who was going to do the trick? But Ruby knew what to do, and she stepped forwards. She looked at Mr. Snell, and she remembered the words her mother had said to her earlier, an old Broom family spell. She muttered the words now. And she took a big deep breath in through her nose. And she blew Mr. Snell a kiss. Ruby's friends were amazed, because Mr. Snell wasn't Mr. Snell anymore. Slowly lowering yourself all the way down, everyone. Mr. Snell had turned into a tiny, little, brown, fluffy hamster. Coming into hamster pose. Onto your knees, everyone, and tuck yourself up into a little fluffy hamster ball. Squeak, 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 squeak. Sitting all the way up. Now, Ruby went into a little squat position to talk to Mr. Snell the hamster, taking your feet wide and bending your knees deep and snuggling your arms in, bringing your hands to touch at your heart. Yes, yes, Mr. Snell, how do you feel about your trick? Are you happy being a hamster? Mr. Snell begged Ruby. He said, sorry, 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 please turn him back into a man. And Ruby took pity, so she said her spell again. She took a big deep breath in through her nose and she blew Mr. Snell the hamster a kiss. Slowly rising, Mr. Snell grew back up from a hamster to being a man, and up on his tiptoes he scuttled into the kitchen to grab arms full of treats. Then he folded halfway forwards and he gave them out to all the children, saying, sorry, sorry, I'm sorry. Ruby stood up. Now, Ruby's friends had a newfound respect for Ruby and for witches. Perhaps they won't be so quick to laugh at someone for being different to them. Ruby felt proud for being just as she was, one of a kind, a witch, Ruby Broom. And that was the best feeling in the world. Oh, after all that trick-or-treating, though, we have a little lie down. Let's have a lie down now, on our backs with our legs out long and our arms down by our sides. Wow, what a great fun story, trick-or-treating with a real-life witch. Now, Ruby was having a hard time because she was worried about what her friends thought about her. She wanted to be like them, to fit in and not be different, when actually her differences were what makes her special. Just like all of us, each and every one of us is different and wonderful for those differences. We should celebrate our differences, and we should be accepting of others when they're different to us. The world will be a much richer, more wonderful place for that. So breathe into exactly who you are. Love yourself for being one of a kind, for being unique, for being you. And love others for being different, for being them. Slowly we wiggle our fingers and our toes. We bring our knees into our chest. And we roll over onto our side, opening our eyes, pressing ourselves up to sit with our legs crossed and our hands together at our hearts. And we finish just the way we started, with our secret yoga code word, which is namaste. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Namaste. Well done, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful Halloween, and that was so much fun trick-or-treating with you. I'll see you again soon for another Cosmic Kids adventure. Bye-bye. Don't forget to join me on Saturday morning for Saturday morning yoga. Get everyone at home together and enjoy some family time. Remember, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss one. I'll see you Saturday. Hello everyone, welcome to Cosmic Kids. I'm Jaime and this is your place for yoga, stories and fun. It's easy. All you do is copy the moves I do and enjoy the adventure. Now we always start in the same way, and that's by sitting on our bottoms, crossing our legs and bringing our hands together at our hearts and saying our secret yoga code word, which is namaste. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Namaste. There. Now, as you can see, I'm in a rather spooky, mysterious place. I'm wearing a black outfit and some round glasses because today we're doing a special story based on J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Let's get started. We meet Harry, aged 10, living in a house. Coming up to stand, take your feet wide, arms out and above your head. House pose. Harry lives at number 4 Privet Drive with his Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia and his horrid bullying cousin Dudley Dursley. Now, Harry always tries to keep as quiet as a mouse. Coming down to your knees, everybody, and tuck yourself up into a tiny little mouse pose. He stays in his tiny little bedroom, which is in fact the cupboard under the stairs. Coming up to sit. Now, on Harry's 11th birthday, the moon is in the sky. Coming up to stand, join your feet together and your hands together above your head and take yourself over to one side, making a moon pose. And over to the other way, making another moon pose, or a banana. when the clock strikes midnight, pointing all the way up to 12. Dong! All of a sudden, a giant called Hagrid clomps in through the door. Jump your feet wide, folding forwards, take hold of your ankles and clomp, 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 clomp. He straightens up as he tells Harry, "You are a wizard." A wizard? Turning one foot to the side, one foot back and bend your knee. Stretch your arms out wide and lift your arm up to the sky, coming into a wizard pose. "I'm not a wizard," says Harry. Taking your arms down again, straighten your leg and turn to the other side, bending your knee, coming into a wizard pose on the other side. "I'm just Harry." Hagrid stands up and says, "No, and you've been accepted into the Hogwarts School of Wizarding and Witchcraft." Arms wide, hands above your head, coming into school pose. Now, before Harry starts school, he needs to go shopping to get some stuff. Things like a uniform and a pencil case. Oh, and a wand. Hagrid takes Harry on his magic flying motorcycle. Taking yourself halfway forwards, take your handlebars. Here we go. They come to a stop at Diagon Alley, which is a secret, hidden, magic shopping street in the middle of London. This is where all the witches and wizards buy their things. Coming to stand at the side, Harry has to take big steps to keep up with Hagrid. Big step. Now Hagrid tells Harry that he's in fact famous amongst wizards and witches, known as the boy who lived. Step all the way back and all the way forwards on the other leg. Big step. That's because Lord Voldemort killed Harry's parents when he was a baby, but couldn't kill Harry for some strange magical reason. Step all the way back and step forward on the other leg. Big step. And Harry is in fact rather rich because his parents left him lots of money on deposit at the Gringotts Wizarding Bank, which is where they are now for Harry to withdraw some money. Coming up to stand. Gringotts Wizarding Bank is run by goblins. Squatting all the way down. These are rather little menacing-looking fellows with long pointy noses and long pointy ears and long fingernails and sharp nails. Ooh. The goblins show Harry to his vault, which is a bit like a ginormous treasure chest. Sitting on your bottom, join the soles of your feet together, holding onto your toes, and take your head down towards your feet. They open up the vault with a golden key. Inside is lots and lots of money, loads of gold coins, plenty for Harry to buy the things he needs for school. They also go to another vault where Hagrid takes out a stone-shaped parcel and says, "Official Hogwarts business, Harry. Pay no attention to this." Funny, Harry thinks. But now he can go buy his things, so he heads to the wand shop. Coming up onto your knees, take your foot out to the side and your hand up to the sky. Now open up the wand shop door. And come back to 2 knees again. Take your other leg to the other side, your hand up to the sky, and close the wand shop door. Inside, Harry gets to try all of the wands. He gets into his wand pose, taking 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Take your arm out and swish over here, and jump your feet the other way, and swish over there. But the wand that suits Harry best is in fact the twin of Lord Voldemort's. It contains a feather from the same phoenix. A phoenix is a magical bird with a plume of fiery red feathers. Coming up to stand and face the side. Take your arm up to the sky and your hand to the side. Now see if you can catch your foot in your hand, showing off your very special phoenix. Now let's see if we can kick our foot into our hand, coming into our dancer pose to show off our fiery red plume. Well done, everyone. And coming up to stand. Let's try that on the other side. Turning to the other side now. Reach your arm to the sky, your hand to the side, and see if you can catch your foot. Now, kick your foot into your hand, coming into your beautiful fiery phoenix dancer pose. Yay! Well done, everyone. Coming up to stand. Now, Hagrid very kindly buys Harry a present for his 11th birthday. A beautiful, pure white, snowy owl called Hedwig. Come down to your knees, take your hands down in between, and we go toot, toot, and again, toot, toot. Very good, everyone. It's the first day of school, and Harry arrives at King's Cross railway station to catch the Hogwarts Express from platform 9 3/4. Harry puts his hands on his hips and looks over one shoulder. Where could platform 9 3/4 be as he looks over the other shoulder? And the first and the second? He has no idea where platform 9 3/4 is. Then he spies through his little round glasses, joining your thumbs and fingers together. Have a look through. The Weasley family, and they're obviously going to the same train as he is. He asks them to show him the way, and they tell him he has to jump through a magical wall, crouching all the way down onto your tippy toes. After 3, let's do a big jump through the magic wall. Ready? 1, 2, 3, whoosh! Wow, Harry made it. On the other side is the Hogwarts Express, the train. Jump your feet together, let's go. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, here we go around the track. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, here we go around the track. On the train, Harry makes friends with Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. They soon arrive at Hogwarts. Toot, toot. All of the children are taken to the Great Hall at Hogwarts School, where the long tables are set. Sitting down on your bottom, feet flat, knees bent, hands behind you. Lift up your bottom, making yourself into a big, long table. Everyone takes a seat in a chair. Coming up to stand. Lift your arms up to the sky and bend your knees, sitting down in your chair pose. Harry, Ron, Hermione and the rest of the first years need to be told which house they are in before they can eat. So they need to try on the sorting hat. Jump your feet wide, hands above your head, making a nice pointy sorting hat shape. Now, there are 4 houses at Hogwarts School. There's Gryffindor, the lion, coming down to your knees. After 3, lion pose. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's Hufflepuff, which has the symbol of a badger. Take your hands forward, tuck your toes, and walk your hands back so that you're crouching and balancing like a little badger with pointy paws and a pointy nose. Hufflepuff. There's also Slytherin, which has the symbol of a snake. Yes, well done, everyone. Come down onto your bellies, hands underneath your shoulders, and wiggle, 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 like a Slytherin snake. And lastly, there's Ravenclaw, which has the symbol of an eagle, coming into eagle pose. Up we come to stand. Cross one leg over the other and bend your knees. Arms out wide. Swizzle those arms so one's under the other, and wave with your underneath arm. Twizzle them round to hold your palms and sit yourself down like an eagle. Ah, ah! Now I'd like to know which house you're in. Let's play a game. I'll twinkle my fingers like this, like I'm wearing the sorting hat, and I'll say a special rhyme. And then I'd like you to show me which house you're in by doing the yoga pose. Will you be in Gryffindor with the lion? Will you be in Hufflepuff with the badger? Will you be in Slytherin with the snake? Or will you be in Ravenclaw with the eagle? Let's see. Ready, everyone? Sorting hat, which house are you? Wow, I can see all sorts of houses. Some of you are in Gryffindor, lion pose, yes. Some of you are in Ravenclaw. I can see you're doing eagle, well done. Some of you are in snake. Look, you're doing snake, that means you're in Slytherin. Ooh. And some of you are in Hufflepuff with your very clever badgers. Well done, everyone. Now, coming up to stand, twinkle your fingers on your head as Harry, Ron and Hermione wait to be told what house they're in, and it is Gryffindor, lion pose, coming down to your knees. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Very good, everyone. Now, at Hogwarts, they have some rather funny lessons. They have potions with Professor Severus Snape. Coming onto your tummies to make a cauldron. Here we go, onto your bellies. Take your feet towards your bottom. See if you can grab one ankle and another ankle, and then breathe in as you lift up into a cauldron shape. Well done, everybody. Now, coming all the way up again to sit with your feet nice and wide, because into that cauldron they have to mix lots and lots of bubbly potions. Take hold of one of your stirring sticks and we go bubble, 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 potion. And the other way, let's take the other stick now. Bubble, 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 potion. Take your leg to the other side. In the sports field, they have broomstick flying lessons. Coming up to stand. Let's do our flying pose. Ready? Standing nice and strong, take your arms out wide. Lift up one of your legs. Oh, trying not to wobble. And take your foot out back behind you, making yourself into your flying pose. Broomstick flying. Woohoo! And standing nice and tall. Now, Harry is very good at broomstick flying, so good that he gets chosen to be the new seeker on the Quidditch team for Gryffindor. Let's try our flying pose on the other side and see what it's like playing Quidditch. Coming to the other side, arms wide. See if you can balance on your one leg and then take that leg all the way back behind you into your flying pose. Nice and strong. Woohoo! And stepping back. Well done, everyone. Now, one night, Harry, Ron and Hermione are climbing the stairs back to Gryffindor's quarters. Up we go, up we go, up we go. When all of a sudden, the stairs change direction. Ooh. They keep climbing. Up we go, up we go, up we go. And they end up in a part of the school they're really not supposed to be in. They come across a large 3-headed dog. Coming down to your knees, take your hands down, tuck your toes, press your bottom up to the sky, coming into your dog pose. Now, I did say it was a 3-headed dog, so let's lift up one of our legs and waggle it around. Coming up to stand, everyone. Harry, Ron and Hermione, run, run! And they hide, tucking themselves up into small little hiding balls. Ooh, that was one scary guard dog. They sit up. What on earth could it have been guarding, they wonder? Harry wonders whether it had something to do with that parcel Hagrid got out of the vault back at the Gringotts Bank. We'll see. Let's go and ask Hagrid, they think, who lives in the Forbidden Forest. Coming up to stand. The Forbidden Forest is full of menacing-looking trees. Bring one foot on top of the other and your hands together at your heart. Now grow your tree up nice and tall. Ooh, now, I wonder if you can do a really nice, menacing, scary face for me. Very good. Let's try another one on the other side. Bringing your other foot on top now, your hands together at your heart again. Grow up nice and tall. And another nice, scary face. Very good, everyone. They find Hagrid's hut. Jump your feet wide, hands up tall. Where they find him tending to a large golden egg. Sitting on your bottoms, Hug your knees into your chest. Now, see if you can just lift your toes off of the ground and balance like a little cosmic egg. Well done. All of a sudden, the egg hatches. And out pops a baby dragon. Oh, coming up onto one knee, everyone. One knee forward, one knee back. You can keep your toes tucked behind you if it helps. And then crisscross your thumbs, lifting them up and above your head. And let's do a baby lion face. Ready? Very good. Can we swap sides? Taking your knee down and swapping your sides. Ready? Oh, Hagrid's fallen in love with this little baby dragon. He calls him Norbert. Oh, very sweet. Now, Harry asks about this guard dog. What was it doing? What was it guarding? Hagrid says, well, oh, that's just Fluffy. Fluffy's no trouble. He'll go to sleep if you play him music. Oh, we shouldn't have said that. Ah, so Hagrid knows something about this guard dog, but he's not ready to tell Harry what he's guarding. At least Harry now knows how to make him fall asleep. It's Christmas, and for the first time in Harry's life, he receives a Christmas present. It's a beautiful cloak, and the note says that it used to belong to his father. Harry tries it on. Coming up high onto your knees, take your arms wide. Now wrap yourself up in that beautiful cloak. Harry notices that when he does this, his whole body disappears. It's an invisibility cloak. Cool, this is a brilliant present and could be very, very useful. It's back to being at school, and Harry, Ron and Hermione are in the library studying some books. Sitting on your bottom, bend your knees and open your knees, making a book shape. They're trying to find out what that stone was, and maybe it's got something to do with Fluffy the guard dog. Hermione, who's very good at studying books, finds something. The Philosopher's Stone. It contains the elixir of life. Elixir of life means that you're immortal and that you'll never die. Harry and Ron do know this, but Harry realises, yes, that must be what is being hidden at the school to protect it from Lord Voldemort, who wants it more than anything so that he can regain his health, take his power back and finish off Harry once and for all. Harry knows that he must get to it before Lord Voldemort does. And luckily, he has his friends, Ron and Hermione, to help him. That night, they take cover beneath the cloak. Standing up, jump your feet wide, arms wide. Start to spin yourself as you cover yourself with that brilliant invisibility cloak. Then the three of them start to tiptoe quietly, so as not to make a sound while they're invisible, to that room where Fluffy the guard dog is. Coming down to your knees, hands down, tuck your toes, lift your bottom up to the sky. Remember, Fluffy's a three-headed dog, so lift up one of your legs and waggle it around. But Harry knows music will send it to sleep, so he plays a little tune on a flute. Standing up, cross one leg over the other and take your hands to the side and play your little tune on your flute. And let's go the other way. Cross your feet the other way and take your hands to the side and play your flute on the other side. Very nice. Fluffy seems to go to sleep. Coming down to your knees. All the way down with your head. Harry, Ron and Hermione take this opportunity to open up the trapdoor in the floor that Fluffy has been guarding. Standing up, legs wide, crisscross your fingers behind your back and stretch your arms out, folding all the way forwards to open up the trapdoor. Ready? 1, 2, 3, fold! They stand up and they jump down into the trapdoor. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom. They land on their backs, rolling all the way down. but they've landed in a giant plant, a plant called Devil's Snare. It starts to coil itself around their legs, around their arms. Oh no, it's trapped them. Luckily, Hermione, who pays attention in her herbology classes, knows that the way to release from this plant is to relax. They try it. Oh. Sure enough, it works, and they're free. Yes, coming up to stand. They're in the next room, but they're faced with a life-sized game of wizarding chess, where all the pieces come to life. Jump your feet together. There's a bishop, hands at your heart, who's bowing backwards and forwards, singing ooh-boo-bee-doo-boo-dee. There's a knight as well. Take 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and clasp your hands forward as we go charge, like a knight. There's also a castle piece. Turning your feet to the front, take your arms out wide, hands above your head, coming into your castle pose. Now, luckily, Ron is rather good at chess, so he takes the lead in this game, and he does really well. He leaves the coast clear for Harry to continue alone. Harry goes through a tunnel. Coming down to your knees, hands down, tuck your toes, lift your bottom to the sky. He walks his feet forwards and he comes up to stand slowly to find himself facing a giant magical mirror. He stands as still as a mountain, looking at his reflection. In this mirror, you see whatever you desire. And all of a sudden, Harry sees the Philosopher's Stone drop into his pocket. It's worked. But at that very same moment, Lord Voldemort comes into the room in disguise as one of Harry's professors. He tries to grab the stone off Harry. Take 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, stretch your arms and reach forward like Lord Voldemort. Give it to me! Harry pulls all the way back. No! Voldemort chases Harry all around the room and he reaches again for it. Give it to me! Harry grabs his hand. And as he does, the hand begins to burn and disintegrate into dust. Harry takes hold of Voldemort's head, and all of a sudden Voldemort's head starts to disintegrate into dust until his whole body turns into one big pile of rubble. Harry's natural magic has done it again. He's defeated Lord Voldemort, and he has the Philosopher's Stone in his care. But he is exhausted, and he takes himself to the hospital wing, where a lovely cozy bed is waiting for him. Sitting on your bottoms, feet flat, knees bent, hands pointing towards your bottom, and lift yourself up into your bed shape. Harry sinks down into the bed. He stretches his legs forwards and he folds all the way forwards to take hold of the blankets. He brings them up over his body as he gets himself lying down and comfy in this beautiful, comfortable bed. He takes rest. And just like Harry, we also take rest to regain our strength. That amazing special magic that Harry has, we all have it. It's called love. And that love is the most powerful thing of all. It will defeat and overcome all darkness. And it lives in each of every one of us. And while we channel and share that love, the world, whether it's a magical one or not, will become a more beautiful place, full of wonder and light and warmth. So we breathe into that love now that sits in our body and our hearts. Deep breathing to let it spread all around. It makes us feel so peaceful, So with that love and with that peace, we slowly bring ourselves back, wiggling our toes and our fingers, bringing our knees up to our chest and giving them a hug. We roll over onto our side and we slowly come up to sit, back to where we started, with our hands together at our hearts. And we finish just the way we started, with our secret yoga code word, which is Namaste. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Namaste. Well done, everyone. Thanks for coming on the Harry Potter yoga adventure with me. That was great fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon for another Cosmic Kids adventure. Bye-bye. Today we get our bodies and brains focused by making a magic potion. Let's begin sitting on our bottoms and hugging our knees in nice and tight. Now see if you can lift your toes off the ground and balance, maybe tucking your head down as well. Time to open the book of potions. Bring your feet down flat onto the ground. Take your hands onto your knees and lower your knees to the side, bringing the soles of your feet together and holding onto your toes so that you can lower your knees a little bit further. Now, let's have a look at this book by fluttering the pages, fluttering your knees up and down. Let's have a look at one of those pages, shall we? After 3, let's look at this one. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. Sausage potion. Could be good. Let's pop that one down and flutter in a bit further. Now, let's have a look at another page, shall we? On the count of 3, let's open this one. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. Banana potion. Nice. Let's bring that one down. Let's flutter on a bit further. Oh, look, there's a double page. Let's have a look at that one, seeing if we can lift both legs after 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoop. Whoa, this is it, yes! The Hocus Pocus Focus Potion. That's the one for us. We draw our legs in, crossing our legs, and we get our ingredients for our Focus Potion. Reaching over to one side, we take our arm up and over and we get some listening ingredients by turning our head from side to make sure that we've got all of that lovely listening. That's the stuff. Then we come back to the middle and we come over to the other side, taking your arm all the way down, your arm up and over your ear, and we get some calm breaths on this side, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Come back to the middle. We reach our arms all the way up and then using our fingers, we sprinkle all of the ingredients down into our magic potion pot. There we go. We put our hands on our knees. Now it's time to stir this potion. From our waist, we start to roll around. Coming all the way back and all the way forwards, round nice and slowly so that we get right into the corners. All the way forwards and all the way back. That's it. One more time. And then let's swap sides, going round the other way. All the way forwards, all the way back. Really getting right into those juicy corners. Getting all of the ingredients nicely stirred. You can even close your eyes if you like as you're stirring. Feels really nice. That's it. One more time. And come back to the centre. Now, let's smell it. We lean all the way forwards and we breathe in. Delicious. Time to drink it. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to suck in 3 times like this. and then go. Let's do that 3 times. Here we go. One more. We rub our hand on our tummy and we pat our head at the same time. Oh, now, once we've got it going on one side, let's see if we can do it on the other side. Swapping our hands over now, so we rub our tummy with our other hand, and then we pat our head with the other hand. Yes! Takes a bit of getting used to, doesn't it? But after a bit of practice, you'll be able to do it. Then we sit nice and still, and we finish our magic potion by whispering these magic words. Hocus, pocus, focus. All together after 3. 1, 2, 3. Hocus, pocus, focus. Well done, everyone. Have an awesome rest of your day. Super Yoga! Go.
Butterfly pose. Airplane pose. Tent pose. Washing machine pose. Tumble dryer pose. Tweety bird pose. Lion pose. Tree pose. Elephant pose. Eagle pose. Monkey jumps. Giraffe pose. Volcano pose. Look out, it's a witch attack! Flamingo pose.